quit drinking. 9-10 months later, had an epiphany on the streets of Mexico City to do something substantial with my life. I created a board of advisors and I set out on my journey. And the most important thing in creating something for the theater is having a worthwhile composer. The most important part of it, to me, is to find and work with a composer. And I would encourage every budding young choreographer, find a composer, a new composer or existing living composer that would like to work with you, because every great choreographer has worked with a great composer. Petipa once said that he owed his career to Tchaikovsky. And Diaghilev said the same thing about Stravinsky. If you look at all the great substantial choreographers today, they're all working with composers. So you want to be a great choreographer, find yourself a composer. There's lots out there, and it takes some work and takes some research, and find one that's compatible with what you're doing and one that you understand. And then you can make some great, great work. You can make a masterpiece. I'd like to preface everything in this chapter about composers by saying I'm not telling you how you should do it. You'll have your own way. But I'm telling you how I did it. And maybe you'll glean some inspiration from that on how to start your own journey to finding your own composer. Chapter's not as easy as I thought it was going to be. It's just that it's kind of getting a little teachy, but I wanted to explain what I went through to maybe help the young choreographers, particularly in Mexico, to find their own language. The one thing that every artistic director I know is looking for in a choreographer is a choreographer with their own unique language that has something to say. It's all connected. Don't ask me how, but it is, trust me. You look at it, the way I did it was I started building lists on Spotify in the beginning and started listening to a whole bunch. I listened to about 30 or 40 different Mexican composers, and I came down to 3 that were really danceable. And that was Silvestre Revueltas, Carlos Chavez, and Eduardo Angulo. And then on the contemporary side, there was Juan Pablo Contreras, but that's very, very contemporary. So that was it. And my search was over, and now I had to get them to work with me. So that was it. So that was my search was over. That may be enough for this chapter. If I go too long, nobody listens to the end. So I will tell you what I went through. It was really quite a marvelous experience. Our first meeting with Eduardo Angulo, the great Mexican composer. And I'll try to get back a little bit quicker over the summer. I'm not going to any theater. I'm not doing anything. So the next chapter is going to be about that historical meeting. And I sent them both my idea, my story for the ballet and the libretto and the translation. I sent the package to both of them. And both of them have said they're very, very interested. Juan Pablo told me something, you know, I wrote it as a current event. And he said, if you ever want to get it onto the stage, make it historical.